Lads, 2017 question 3. Now, this has minus b formula written all over it, doesn't it? It has, your a value is 3, your b value is minus 6, your c value is minus 8. Your minus b value is plus 6. The minus b formula is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You're going to have 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is minus 6 squared minus 4 times 3 times minus 8 all over 2 times 3. Just put that into your calculator, get your 2 answers, and you're done. Can I skip it? Alright, just finish it off yourselves. Use the calculator twice, yeah? Oh, yeah. Here, no. So your a value is what comes in front of the x squared. A is 3. Bx is minus 6. And your c is minus 8. Anybody got any answers out for this yet? Press the change button.
0.91.
0.91. Any other answers for the minus? Minus 0.91.
Yeah.
And what's the other one then? Plus 2.9. Okay guys, we got both answers there. If you input everything correctly, we're good to go. It's a minus b formula. Take care of it, okay? Now, the coordinates of the minimum point of this function. What type of function is a plus x squared? U or n? U-shaped. Okay? What do you know is about the minimum of a function? What's the slope? 0. How do you get the slope of this? First derivative. To differentiate it? 6x. Differentiate the second part? Minus 6. Differentiate the third part?
0.
Gone. The slope equals 0. 6x equals 1. What do the terms coordinates mean? X value and the y value. How do you calculate the y value? Sub 1 into what? The original formula. And you will find out that it's going to be 3 take away 6, which is minus 3 minus 3 minus 8 minus 11. So 1 minus 11. Everybody cool with that? Very basic question. That's most people are probably might come out with 25 for a question like that. Okay. Let's hope we get as lucky in 2019. Okay. Ready to move on? Okay. Now, not doing that, that's your own job. I will say one thing, multiply this part out first, and then once you're done with that, move the x's onto the left, the other numbers onto the right, and you'll be ready to go. Look, since I pretty much already have it done, it's 11x take away 10x is 1x, 1x plus 3x is 4x, 18 plus 3 is 21, 21 take 5 is 16, x equals 4. If they asked you to verify your answer, what would you do? You have to sub it back into the original, don't you? So it'll be 11 times 4, and that'll be 8 take away 1, which is 7. That would be 6 take away 4, which is 2. And you'd work out both sides separately. That'd be 44 take away 35, which is 9. And 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 3, 9. You can verify your answer by subbing it back in. Okay? Everybody cool with that? Very easy question. Once again, being very nice. Nice 10 marker straight away. Okay? Just multiply it out, move the x's to the left, numbers to the right. You're done. Ready? Now, the actual decent question out of the two. Solve the following simultaneous equation. First of all, is this a regular simultaneous equation? Alright, so it's not a simultaneous equation like this, where you add downwards and you get rid of the y's by multiplying the bottom one by 5. It's not a regular simultaneous equation. This is what we call one's quadratic and the other one is linear. Which one's the quadratic one? Which one's the linear one? First one. Pick one letter, get it on its own. Avoid fractions. So if there's one of them that hasn't got a number in front of it, get that one on its own. So should I get x on its own or y on its own using the linear? If I get x on its own, here's what will happen to me. You're not wrong, but what will happen is I'll end up with a fraction. And fractions aren't our friend. Okay? What happens if I get y on its own? That's a much nicer number. So both of them are correct. Both of them will result in the right answer, provided you don't make a mistake. One of them is considered much harder than the other one. I would not touch the fraction. I'd go for this one here. That makes sense? Okay. Next thing. Once I have y on its own, what can I do with the quadratic equation? I have, no. It's called the substitution method. What can I throw in for y? 2x minus 5. Now what do we get here? Now be careful with this. We used to make a mistake a lot where we would, we'd miss the middle part. Bring the 25 over. Now what do we, there's two in the first bracket, 2 in the second bracket. How many should I come out of it? Should be 4. 2x times 2x. That's the first one. 2x times minus 5. That's 10x. That's the second one. Minus 5 times 2x. That's the third one. Minus 5 times minus 5. 4 of them have to come out. If there's 2 in your first bracket and 2 in your second bracket, 4 should appear from both brackets. And then you can cross them off if you can. Now, what disappears? The 25s are going to disappear. What else? The 10x's don't actually. So they're both. Okay. How do you solve one where there's no number at the end? So you don't really use the minus b because there's no c value. It's not the difference of 2 squares because the difference of 2 squares would be x squared minus 9. So there's a letter you can take out of both of them. Yes?
You make it x squared minus 5x.
You can. What I'm inclined to do is I'm inclined to take out 5x. Or actually Ryan said no 5x on the outside. And then x on the inside. And 4. That makes sense? That process is called factorizing. So 5x equals 0. Divide by 5. Still 0. The other one? X minus 4 equals 0. Now, you're entitled to maybe 11 out of 15 marks. Why have I lost marks? Haven't got the y value. Y equals 2x minus 5. Y equals 2 times whatever the x value is, take away 5. So I'm going to do that twice. Okay, so what's this one? 0. 2 times 0, take away 5. So when x is 0, y is minus 5. 2 times 4, take away 5, 3. There you go. Okay.
You only lose pure form
If you didn't get y, yeah. Try and remember. Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. So it's like, if you get it, so
now, this one is this one's a lucky break, I'd say. As in, it's a good question. Okay. Now, use the trapezoidal rule to estimate the area of the field. You got that? So how are we going to do this? So it's h over 2, first
First plus last.
plus last
minus 2.
plus 2 times remaining. That formula is in your notes, but it's not written like that. It's written with yn and yn minus 1. It's written differently. Please remember the h value is not the height. What is it? The width. So 3 over 2. What's your first? Your last?
8.
And now your remaining. Please take your time and don't forget the numbers. 5.8. No, 5.8. 7. 6.5. 6. 4.8. Yet again another 6. And another 6.5. Okay. Now, you can do it in parts if you want. I'd be inclined to maybe just do everything in the bracket first. Make your life easy. So 4 plus 8 plus 2 times, what's it? 5.8, 7, 6.5, 6 plus 4.8 plus 6 plus 6.5. You can do it in parts if you want. That equals 97.2. Then I'm going to do 1.5 times 97.2. Some of you can do it all in one go. And 145.8. Everybody cool with that? You can if you want. Everybody cool with that? Now, nextly, the area of the same field was re-estimated applying the trapezoidal rule again. This time there was a different section, 4 meters, and a different set of sanctioned heights were used as shown below. The area was found to be 145.6. Use this information to find x. Just a quick note, guys, okay? Quick note is that the wider your trapezoid, the less accurate. Do you got it? If you do a narrower, if I change that 3 into a 1, it'd be much more accurate. If I change the 3 into a 4, less accurate. Okay? That's not the question, but I'm just giving you a bit of extra information. Accuracy depends on the width of the interval. The narrower it is, the better it is. Okay? Now, let's figure this out. It gives us the A value, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So A is roughly equal to h over 2 firsts plus lasts plus 2 times remaining. Now we did one of these recently, okay? Let's try this out. What's the area they got? 145.6, no worries. Our h value? 4 over 2, fix that in a second. 4 plus 8 plus 2 times 6.4 plus 6 plus x plus 6.2. Now in a question like this, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore that the x exists. And what can I do on the next step? 2 times x, 2x, 8 plus 4, 12. 4 divided by 2, 2. What's the only part I left out? What part did I leave out? I left out 2 times 6.4 plus 6.9 plus 6 plus 6.2. Yes, Bill?
Well, you know 45.6.
What?
Is 145.6?
It's in the question. It tells you that the area is 145.6. Now, here's what we're going to do. 2 times 6.4 plus 6.9 plus 6 plus 6.2. Close it up. 51. Yes, sir? I multiplied the 2 by everything and added them together.
51.
That gets you a 51, and it also gets you a 2x as well. Okay? Now, it's going to be 2 times 63 plus 2x. 2 times 63, 126 plus 4x, unfortunately. Now, 145.6, take away 126, is 19.6. So 4x equals 19.6. Divided by 4. I think it's 4.9 or something like that. 4.9.